This is still December 23rd, 23. Okay. These people are driving by still yelling stuff. And, it's coming down to where tonight somebody said, well, that's that Karen. When we see her out, we're all supposed to make fun of her for her getting hurt through this. Okay. Who hurt me? The drug cartels. You're U.S. citizens. When the drug cartels tell you to roll over, sit up, and this is the Mexican drug cartel. Illegal immigrants are telling U.S. citizens to make fun of the victims they left, human trafficked, drug beat, and raped. They are even like my coworker, her family member. They could literally cut her in pieces. M13 actually cuts people into pieces. Two on the internet just got sentenced in another state for cutting somebody else in pieces. They cut up an Uber driver in another state, and they dismembered another lady and put her in a suitcase. They are known for dismembering people. There are illegal immigrants telling U.S. citizens that they're killing people or slaughtering them or raping, human trafficking them. But the family members or the victims they leave alive, they are telling the U.S. citizens that are nothing but stinking drug bitches, dog snapping drug bitches. You want to be dehumanized? You're dehumanizing yourself by making fun of the victims, saying that's the one we are to make fun of if we see her out. Who told you that? The Mexican drug cartel? The ones that are sold over 1,072 children out of Ohio, where they were taking 35 in a month out of Cleveland, not counting everywhere else. Did people forget all the children that died this year and were taken? Or over 3,000 people were human trafficked, drug beat, raped by these monsters or sold into sex slaves? And they didn't get a lot of them back alive, and they dismembered them. But they tell you people to follow their victims around, and they're U.S. citizens where illegal immigrants that are not even supposed to be here are, and they're drug cartel people coming in here, taking over places, and cutting up people into pieces, selling women and children. And the victims they either leave alive or their family member have them follow them around and make fun of them, that how they killed them. These dog bitches, these American dog bitches, for the drug cartels. They're drug cartel bitches. They tell them, they hold up a snap. Now, go bark at those people. And they go, and they go do it. We'll drive by and we'll do it because the drug cartel told us to do it. You want to go work for some illegal immigrants that are serial killing U.S. citizens? That's your own damn fault. You leave me the hell alone the rest of my life. And you need to get some ethics. And you need to get some mental help, and the law needs to arrest you because you're dangerous. And people need to stop showing up in stores, driving by, and stop being Mexican drug cartel dog bitches and barking when they tell them to bark at people that they leave alive or their family members. You need to start growing up and realizing the Mexican drug cartel, some illegal immigrants are paying U.S. citizens to turn on each other. You ought to be fucking ashamed of yourselves. Huh? Since when do we as a society make fun of rape victims, human trafficking victims, or follow people around and harass them and ruin their lives? Because you're nothing but a stupid dog bitch for a drug cartel. Bend over and touch your toes and let them do you up the butt. Huh? Sell your children into sex slaves and to be murdered. Where you follow around people and you make fun of them because they leave them either alive, or the ones that were like my coworker, they followed around them where they slaughtered her family member into pieces. They made fun of her because they're nothing but dog bitches. And when the Mexican drug cartels, illegal immigrants are telling people, U.S. citizens, to stand up and bark at our victims, the ones we left, they do it because they're nothing but dog bitches. They're nothing but low-life dog bitches following people around, harassing them for the cartel leaving them alive or their family member. And they tell them to bark, and they bark because they're nothing but dog bitches. I feel like going out and buying a bunch of dog bones and throwing them outside just to shut them up. Because they're nothing but a bunch of yapping dogs. And they need to start realizing it's not funny working for a serial killing group. And there's a good chance they killed my ex-husband because it screams murder. Him taking off with a prostitute. He literally bought a human being. Brought her a prostitute he never met. Bought her. It was he bought her like a puppy. Brought her illegally back to the United States. And then acting irrationally, he's probably drugged up from the cartel. Told my kid the scenario that he's taken off across the world with no money, no clothing, with a prostitute he bought online. And more likely they drugged him up and told him to say that lie. And he's probably cut up and dismembered somewhere. And everybody's bragging he's dead. And people are running around laughing. Because you know why? It's not them. And it's not their children they dismembered. And people think 9/11 is bad. When you actually break down what they've done here in Ohio, and because they've randomly done it here and there and here and there, and because they didn't go in and shoot up a school, they didn't blow up a building, but because they randomly pick people off, people don't give a damn. They don't give a damn because it's not them. And they run around, and for the bunch of illegal immigrants, they bark like the dogs they tell them to do. And they're barking for illegal immigrants that are paying them a thing. They're a bunch of illegal immigrants they're being dog bitches for, that they're trying to take over this area. And they're not going to find it funny when they turn on them. Or it's going to get a lot worse. Because it's a bunch of Mexican drug cartel. M13. They take over this area. People are... Think about how many they've killed. The Florida group. The Texas. Like 1,072 children. Human trafficked. Was on Google. Over 3,000 women and children. Not everybody was got back alive. A lot of them were slaughtered. So why don't you stand up and bark a little more at the victims and the victim family from a bunch of legal immigrants coming up here and doing this? Bark a little harder at the victims they live alive. Be a little more of a dog bitch when they tell you to bark. Bark. They tell you make fun of their victims. You're going to bark because you're a U.S. citizen and they're illegals and they're telling you to do what they're told because you're nothing but a dog bitch?